should not have been able to spot the red flags in that last relationship. You know, the one where everything went terribly wrong, and you look back and go, the signs were all there. It was so obvious. Why didn't I see the red flags? That actually doesn't make sense. You should not have been able to spot the red flags. You're not going to be able to spot the red flags in the future. Red flags isn't the way to know whether or not someone is the right person for you or not. So even though someone might say something that seems off, weird, or red flaggy, or they do something that seems like a red flag, your nervous system in the beginning and while the relationship is going well is not attuned to look at those red flags as being a negative thing. Your nervous system is attuned to protect you, and if you're seeing that person as an extension of yourself, your nervous system will protect that person and protect the relationship. So that when they do something, like let's say they lose their temper, you'll perceive it as, oh, I actually feel really honored that he felt comfortable being himself around me. And you will not see it as a red flag or as a bad thing until later on when you look back. You have that hindsight bias because after the breakup, your brain rewinds, sees things differently. And so what looks like it was obvious now really wasn't obvious at the time because you didn't have the full context of the painful experience that followed. Now you know. It's unfair to expect yourself to have known something that you didn't know. And now you know now. So only now do you know what this person's really capable of. You didn't know that then. And just something they said or something they did that didn't show you the full picture was not enough for you to have just completely gotten up and walked away and left the whole relationship behind being 100% sure that you were making the right decision. Red flags aren't always red at first. Manipulators, narcissists, psychopaths, or just simply incompatible partners don't show up waving signs saying, hey, I'm a danger. They present themselves as kind, charming, attentive, safe in the beginning. It only becomes clear once the pain and the patterns start to emerge, and then the harm is experienced. Your nervous system isn't a lie detector, by the way. So people who think that they have this special intuitive ability to just sense the soul of someone, wrong. People can lie. People can show up false. People wear masks. And most of all, you can be looking at a person, talking to a person, and they're one way today, and tomorrow there's something totally different. So how can you read someone and know what they're going to be when they have free will to be anything they want? And they can turn into something bad tomorrow. So no, you don't have the intuitive ability to just know. Even though you're telling yourself now, if something was telling me something was wrong. So yeah, okay, you had fear. Sure. But that doesn't mean that you just were supposed to know. It's not possible. Please understand how reality works. This is blame shifting. You're just shifting the blame on yourself. You're saying, I should have known, which puts the responsibility on you. But after the fact, instead of empowering yourself during the situation, you're trying to empower yourself when now you don't have the power to do anything about it. The reality and the problem is that the other person acted in a hurtful manner, in a deceptive way. The other person was irresponsible. They're responsible for their behavior, not you. You're not responsible to know their behavior ahead of time, to detect it, and to conceal yourself from something you didn't know was going to happen. So how do you keep yourself safe if spotting red flags is really a fallacy, which it absolutely is a fallacy? Boundaries and standards is how you actually keep yourself safe in a relationship, not by being able to read the other person. Standards are proactive. That means you walk into a relationship ahead of time, knowing what it is that you're looking for and what it is you will not tolerate. When someone violates a very clear standard that you already have pre-written, then you know to walk away. You don't have to look for a red flag. They violated your standard. If you have a standard, for instance, that says, I don't want to be with someone that smokes, and then you find out they smoke, then you know to walk away. You don't have to wait for a red flag. This is already not going to work because there's already a violation of your standards. Boundaries, in a similar way, are rules and limitations that you create, but you can create those at any time. You don't have to walk in having your boundaries already made up. You can just decide at any time, this makes me feel uncomfortable. And now you have two options. When they do something that crosses a boundary, you can assert the boundary and say, hey, I need you to change this. Or you can enforce the boundary and just remove yourself and walk away. Those are your two options. Assert, tell them, enforce by walking away. How does this keep you safe? Well, it'll make them have to change their behavior if you assert the boundary, because if they don't, you leave. And if you leave, then you're not with someone who doesn't respect boundaries or isn't able to respect your particular boundary. Make sense? Okay, so to recap, how do you keep yourself safe in relationships? Go. Standards and boundaries. With standards, you come in with a list. If they violate a standard, they're out. You can assert the standard and tell them what they need to change, but if they can't change it or they don't show respect for it, they're gone. Same thing with a boundary. When you decide that you feel uncomfortable with something, you don't like something, you express it. If they can't change, or you decide you don't want to wait around to see if they're going to change, you can leave, and that will protect you every single time. If they show disrespect for the boundary, you don't have to find a red flag. That is the moment you must leave. By the rules of having a boundary, when someone disrespects your boundaries, that means they're purposely not showing respect for the boundary, then ultimately it will come down to you leaving. And that will keep you safe. That's how you know when to leave. It's not according to red flags. You can learn more skills for relationships and how to keep yourself safe and how to get out of trauma mode by enrolling in Healing School. As a part of the Healing Circle, we're able to stay in contact. I'm giving you daily messages, keeping you on track, and you're able to progress and heal faster.